I don't know who that is. They're talking a lot. Different people coming on. It's not hadn't started yet. Good evening.
Hello, everybody.
I haven't gotten to my meat yet. I'll share.
Hey guys, happy Thursday. So as everybody is jumping on, I have a question for everybody. I want to know, how long has everybody been in the business for? So just wanted to get some feedback from everybody. So if you could just drop down in the chat, how long have you been in the business for? Is it 1 year, 2 years, 3 years? How long have you been in? Oh, nice. Okay, so I see 4 months, 1 year, 4 months, 6 years. Okay, so we have a little bit of a mixture of everybody. Okay, guys, so I'm super excited to be hosting today. My name is Mary Peralta. I'm a Triple Diamond When It Works, and I've been with this amazing company for 6 years now. So 6 years. And just to give you guys a quick rundown of, who you're hearing from today, I started this business because I used to be an insurance broker. I did that for over 12 years. I was just tired of that industry, and I knew I needed to change. So I needed to do something else. I was just bored out of my mind, but I had bought into, the story that we get told. Thanks, Noel. I bought into that story of I didn't know what else to do. I had been in this industry for such a long time that I knew I needed to change, but just the thought of getting started at something else, I was just completely lost. Then I had my second baby. With that second baby, high-risk pregnancy, I almost lost that baby. When it was time to go back to work, I just knew I couldn't go back to work. Started with this amazing company, not knowing exactly where it was going to take me. I didn't think of it as a business. I thought of it as, I need to lose some weight. I wanted to use the products. When I used the products, I saw the results that the wrap gave me, and I was instantly blown away. At this time, I had no money to buy these products. I wanted them really bad, but I had no money to buy them. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to sell this to my mom, my cousins. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to sell it to the family and do this. So from there, I got started with the business. I had no idea what I was in for. Guys, within 3 months, I remember getting that phone call from my boss, and I actually just went to see him not that long ago. I got that phone call that it was time to go back to work. At this time, I decided I'm not going to go back to work. When I told my husband, he was like, you need to go back and get a job. I told him I was going to do this. And he's like, nope, you need to, not one of those things. You need to go do a job. You need to go to a job. And I was like, you know what? Give me 3 months. At those 3 months, there was a $10,000 bonus, which anybody that you sign up right now, some of you guys are still within that time frame. I was told, you're going to get a $10,000 bonus. And I was like, you know what? Let me go for it. At that moment, guys, I had to run for it because I had no way out. I was like, I have no idea whether this is going to work or not, but I need to take a chance on myself. I did. I just jumped in. Within 3 months, I ended up getting the $10,000 bonus. Within 4 months, I had already doubled the income that I was making as an insurance broker. 1 year in, I became a 6-figure earner. I became a triple diamond. The very next year, my husband hit triple diamond. And today we are a full-time family. It's summertime, and we get to be with our 2 girls every single day because of this business. So I don't want you guys to if you're here today, don't doubt the process. Just know that you're here for a reason. And I actually told you guys today, I want to talk to you guys about consistency, the process, and I'm going to give you guys some tips on how you can maximize your journey. So first things first, I want to share a few things with you guys. We do have some products that are going to be leaving our market. And I know some of us are a little bit With the cleanse, the first thing with the cleanse, the cleanse was meant to be an add-on product for already existing customers and distributors. I saw in some of the chats, some people were really excited about that. Some people were like, oh, well, like, I already had people lined up and everything. This is the thing, guys. Remember, people want things that they can't get their hands on. So instead of thinking like, oh man, I already had all these people lined up, why not get them started on another product? And now that they're that customer for you, we can always get them back on that class, and get them that deal. So I want you to just change your perspective a little bit and think of it as a glass half full. What is the good that this is gonna, what is the good that this is bringing? So let me find the post that I see. Okay, now the other one is the product exits. One of the things that I love, that I absolutely adore about It Works, some of you guys are It Works veterans. You guys are going to be able to appreciate this. A lot of the newbies are like, what products are leaving? So there's something for everybody. There's some products, so It's Vital Minerals, those are going to be removed from the website by next week. Relief was an amazing product. That one, you're able to purchase it through July. We have the Greens Chews, who my kids love this product. You could purchase this through August. New You is also an amazing product. This one you could purchase through October. We have our Keto Go, and we have our Keto Creamer. So Keto Creamer will be available while supplies last. Let me go ahead and mute everybody because if you guys are jumping on, can you just make sure you're on mute, please? Okay, got it. Okay, so those are a few of our products that will no longer be available. For me, guys, I love the orange greens. I had to stock up on the orange greens before they left, and I just literally finished my last jar. So those products that you love, buy whatever you need to buy, stock up. And then just know, one of the things that I do love about It Works is how state-of-the-art they are, how they keep brand new things coming to just keep us, with the market. Remember, I know, Crystal, remember when a lot of other products left, but then we got the keto line. So be excited of what is coming. No more greens in the jar. I didn't even know that. So, okay. So to goes. And you know what? A lot of this is, we're very sample-based now. So, oh, Noelle, I am actually not sure. I don't want to give you wrong information, so I'm not sure on that. I just went based on Cammie's post, on what she shared. So, don't think of it, man, as I'm not going to have these products. Think of I wonder what else is coming. What else is coming, what else we're going to get, and everything. Okay, so let me go right into our training. So just wanted to give you guys a few of those announcements. Now, also the 90-day boot camp. Guys, if you are in the 90-day boot camp, good job. I remember I've done 2 90-day runs within this business. My very first 90-day run, it took me to double diamond, which doubled my income that I had as a broker. My second 90-day run, it's a lot of work, guys. It's a lot of work, but it's so worth it. My second 90-day run took my husband to triple diamond. So is it worth it? Absolutely. A lot of you guys are on those boot camps, and you might be like, oh my God, I'm so overwhelmed. It's a lot of work. It is a lot of work, but you know what? In order for you to have something you've never had, you're gonna have to do something you've never done. So, keep a journal, list the tasks that you're doing. And this way you could always go back, because keep in mind, in this business, not only are you doing the business for yourself, you're also leading others. This way you could learn it yourself. And if people ask oh my God, how did you go from ruby to double diamond? You could go back to your journal and say, this is exactly what I did to get those results. So keep a journal, just so you know that, so you could document that and go back and reference it. So when you train your team on exactly what to do, you could go back and share. So I asked everybody, how long have you been in It Works? And this is the reason why I'm asking you guys. Okay, so you're already in the business. Through everything, guys, it's a process. A lot of us want to get the glorified part of success, but we don't want to go through the process. Everything in life that you do, whether it's birthing a baby, whether you have a college degree, whatever it is that you're doing, it is a process, and the process is not pretty, but we still have to do it. So I want to ask everybody this. I read this quote by Gary Vaynerchuk, and he says, If you're gonna live in 2020, you might as well play to be in 2020. So I wanna ask every single one of you guys this question. We are approaching the end of June. We're going into month 7, which we have 5 months left of 2019. I want you guys to raise your hand on your phones if you're planning on being in this business in 2020. So just raise your hand on your phone, or if your camera is on, just raise your hand. Are you planning on being here in the next 5 months in 2020? If you are, you need to perform like you're gonna be here in 2020. We already know conference doesn't change. Conferences is gonna be in February. If you're new, 4 months in, 5 months in, 6 months in, a year in, conference is the biggest event of It Works, and it's coming. End of January, early February, it's coming, guys. Your mindset right now should be, I need to start saving my money. I got this at Walmart for $5. It's called spare change. And this is gonna be my little savings little bank for conference. So for everybody here, number one, you need to be thinking about conference already. We do have green carpet coming up. That is coming up. I know it's sold out, but there's somebody in your team within your area that bought a ticket. Get the pay-per-view. If you guys are not gonna make it, get the pay-per-view and go and make it a party. I'm actually gonna do a pay-per-view and with a few of my girls, but you know what? There is magic in getting away from your house. If you're gonna do the pay-per-view, please leave your house. Find like a tourist area where you live and go there. So I want you guys to be thinking, I'm gonna be here to play in 2020. And here's my $1 million question to everybody right now is, okay, so a lot of you guys said, yes, I'm gonna be here to play in 2020. If you're already, okay, and again, raise your hand or just think to yourself, are you gonna make It Works, is It Works a career for you? Have you picked It Works, direct sales, network marketing to be a career for you? I'm asking you guys this question because this is a question that I asked myself a few months ago, and this was my question. How come I never decided to go pro? Guys, I've been in this business for 6 years. In order for you to master and be considered a pro at any one skill, it takes 10,000 hours or 70 years. And I asked myself the question, when I started It Works, how come I never decided to go pro? So that is my question for you guys right now on this Zoom. I want you guys to make a conscious decision and ask yourself, decide today to go pro. If you're already gonna be playing in this game called It Works, called life, called network marketing, you might as well go pro. Now, aside from how long you've been in the business, I do want you guys to put it on the chat. How many books have you read since you started your It Works business? How many books have you read? And what is one skill that you've mastered? So I just want to kind of get some feedback from everybody. How many books have you read? And what is one skill that you've mastered? Yes, go big or go home. Okay, 2, 6 plus. So Jamie Edwards, how many? You said way more than I normally would have. Okay, so how many would that be for you? How many would you say? Just rough estimate. Eric Bryan, 7. Tina Cruz, 20 plus books, girl. That is amazing. Okay. One book, tip self-love. I love that. Okay, 10 to 20, okay, perfect. Guys, the reason why I'm asking this is because I actually did this with my team. And there is something, there's something about you being smart. There's something about having that emotional intelligence. One of the things, when I was 23 years old, I found my very first mentor. And my very, very first mentor told me to read books. And I was like, okay, well, what is that number one book that's going to make me successful? He mentioned Think and Grow Rich. He also gave me this list of like 50 books. And from that moment forward, I became I love to learn. I love to learn. And you know what that did? Everybody here, whatever position you're going for by the end of this month or next month, or whatever your position is that you're going for, you need to start acting like that, like you already have that position before your title ever changes. And you know what? One of the biggest things about growth is it makes you bulletproof. Guys, adversity is gonna come. Adversity is going to come. Anybody, I no longer get impressed by somebody that gets started and goes by very, very fast, because my question is, are you here a year later? Are you here 2 years later? Because anybody could build fast. That there's no, I mean, there is skill, but anybody could build fast. But as somebody that's been continuously reading, so for all of you guys that have been here for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, I want to tell you this. You're just kind of like fine wine. You're just, you're getting better and you're getting better and you're getting better. It's not that everybody else is passing you up. It might look like that, guys. They might be passing you up for a season, and you have to be okay with that. You have to understand, you know what? I've been here longer, and maybe they out-promoted me or anything, but my mindset is when the adversity comes, I could endure everything that comes my way. Because there's people that started when I started that are still here. Noelle's one of them. There's people that are here that I'm still here, and there's other people that out-promoted me, and they are no longer here today. What happened? Reading books is going to change your entire life, guys. It's going to change your entire life. So commit to being a long-time student of like learning. Just make yourself bulletproof. Also change your perspective. You could sit here and think like, you know what? I'm not moving fast enough. Things are not coming my way as fast as I would like. You might feel defeated at some points, and it's all perspective. I want you to change your perspective. You're one person away. I've heard this since way back when I started in direct sales. You are one person away from a massive explosion. I want you guys to remember this, and I want you guys to write this down, because there's people on here who you're jacked out of your mind. You're excited. There's people on here that you're just hanging on by a thread. So I want to talk to both of you guys. And just write that down. Yes, knowledge is power. Applied knowledge is power. Quick backstory. When I was younger, I was reading all these books. I was listening to all this audio, and I wasn't doing anything with it. Fear just got to me. Fear got to me. And I remember when I was bed rested, guys, with my pregnancy, I was a book collector. I was so addicted to learning that I bought the books, but I never read them. Or I would read like the introduction, and I never went back and read them. So I had this closet full of books. And when I was bed rested, I remember one of my cousins was like, Mary, you're like here all the time. Like, you should really do something with your life. And I was like, you know what? You're so right. And another one of my cousins, because my family is very brutal, he was like, I was telling him this and everything, and I said, I'm an entrepreneur. And he said, no, you're not, Mary. You're a wantrepreneur. You just want a lot of stuff, yet you do anything. Show me a business that you've built. Show me something that you've done. And I was like, no, he didn't just tell me that. And that hurt my ego, and that crushed my soul. And I was like, how dare you? But then after I got over myself, I was like, he's right. He's right. I'm a collector of knowledge, and I have done nothing with it. And I was so desperate to find an opportunity. 6 months later, ItWorks found me. And I got my books, and I started reading with this passion of like, I'm going to find something. And that's when ItWorks found me, guys. So it's crazy. So knowledge is power, but you have to apply what you know. You have to apply what you know. So commit to the process right now. 1 year is going to pass you by very fast. 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. If you stayed in ItWorks for 7 years and you committed to being a professional, learning the skills, mastering the skills, not just showing up, mastering the skills, would it be worth it if in 7 years you were a millionaire? You were an ambassador diamond, you were a black diamond, because you committed to the process. And you have to love the process, guys. You have to take the good with the bad. So just wanted to share that. Now, let me find Vero. This has been, honestly, I did a live yesterday that was not saved, by the way. And I said, I was telling people about my story. And I was like, you know what? I've been in for so long, and it haunted me. It haunted me that why didn't I decide to go pro? And I was like, you know what, Mary, you can't go back and change what you've already done, but you could decide today to go pro. And the moment I made that decision, guys, no kidding, I got sick. The moment you decide to do something great, adversity is gonna come. And I got sick where it like knocked me out. I'm barely recovering. But you know what? I was like, I must have this amazing gift to change other people's life, not just my life, change other people's life, that here's the enemy trying to stop me. So if you're facing any type of adversity and you're on this Zoom today, again, hanging on by a thread, after we're done, I want you to get up, go take a walk, and put yourself in a good mood. Just go out and take action. I was facing a depression, guys, and at home, it was just killing me. And if it wasn't for my team, not my commitment to myself, my commitment to my team, I don't know if I would be here today. So please, I know somebody had to hear that. And I just wanted to share my journey. What it works has not been rainbows and unicorns. I will tell you this, it's been one of the hardest things that I've ever done, but I will tell you why. Because in this company, in this industry, you're forced to grow. You want a different life, guess what? That life is gonna demand a different version of you. But when the different version of you, that you have to show up as a different version of you, when you have to do the things that's get you out of your comfort zone, you quit. Or you're like, no, I'm not getting validated, so I'm gonna quit. And no, this business has been hard, it's been a challenge, but the person that it's made me today is just like magical. I would take it again and again and again. And when you become the right person, the promotions come. When you become the right person, the right people come to your team. And it's just like when God decides to bless you, you're going to be so blessed that nothing you could do or anybody else could do will stop that. But you just have to change your perspective. And I do that through books. So guys, I challenge you guys today. 1, decide to go pro. Decide to go pro. If you're going to be here in 2020, start getting a game plan ready and act like whatever promotion you're going for, you're going to get it done in 2020. Start those 5 months. Don't come, January 1st of 2020. Let me figure out what I want to do. Start now. You will be so ahead of the game. So let's start there. Okay, I want to bring now Sarah on. I started doing something with my team, and I wanted to share this with all of you guys too. A lot of my team was struggling with, I don't know what to post. I don't know what to share. I keep posting products and everything, and nobody wants my product. So getting this, thinking about this, we do the 5 a.m. power hour. So in Cali time, it's 5 a.m. Central time, it's 7 a.m. because that's the only way that I could get like solid work in without my kids being awake. And I started studying Facebook techniques. How do you do this? How do you change up the algorithm? How do you get more interaction? And I was like, I have to stop acting and just showing. I love what I do. Therefore, I was just showing up. I never thought of my business like a business owner. So I said, no, Mary, you're going to change and you're going to be a business owner now. How much am I doing for giveaways? How much am I doing this? What new skills am I acquiring? What everything, running like a business owner. And because that's the level that I want to play at in 2020. 2020, guys, I could guarantee you my name's going to be everywhere. I can already guarantee you guys because I've already decided to do that. And that's what I want to encourage you guys. If we're already here, Eric Thomas says, if you're already in pain, you might as well get a reward from it. You're already in pain. Get a reward from it. So I started changing things up, and I asked my team. I took like my focus group. I have like 10 individuals that we're doing this with, and I asked them, what are you, because anytime that they had to go live, for me, live changed my business. Yeah, Eric Thomas is the man. Lives changed my business. And anytime I would tell them to go live, they would kind of get white in the face and be like, no, I can't go live, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, you know what? What is your passion? What do you love to do besides it work? What is it that you love to do? And when they started tapping into their passions and doing, working the business as it tied into their passion, guys, the results were like amazing. They were explosive. And it's just, what was your struggle? There is whatever pain you went through, that's where your freedom lies. Whatever pain that you had, it's that testimony that is gonna bless you beyond your wildest dreams. You went through it for a reason. So Sarah, I'm going to give you guys all the ins and outs. So after this, make sure you have a pen and paper. So I'm going to give you guys all the social media tips that I've been doing with this group and with my focus group. So we'll give you guys those tips. But first, I wanted for you guys to hear from Sarah of how it's worked in her business. Sarah, okay. Hi, Sarah.
Hey guys.
Hey, love. Okay, so
What's up?
girl, life is great. Okay, so first thing I wanted you to share is, before we started doing this, how were you feeling about your business?
I was bleeding down a road of depression. I'm not gonna lie, because it's like Mary knows I would wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning because for those who don't know, I am a food server during the day, and when I come home, I'm mommy, and I am one of those moms that tries to have my son not really know YouTube and technology. So I try to stay off the phone to lead by example. I know that's like business suicide. I feel it. But so I would wake up at 4, get my 2 hours of work in, but low key it was killing me, so I decided to wake up at 5. But hey, for those power hours, literally, I kid you not, guys, I would get all of my messaging, all of my major stuff done, and then all day it was follow up, and then I didn't feel guilty, either being on my phone and like ignoring my son, or being with my son and ignoring the business. It was nice. It's good. I like it.
Okay, so and then for Sarah, guys, I told her, I'm gonna meet you real quick, Sarah, and then I'll unmute you again. Sarah, she was telling me, oh, a lot of my family think like network marketing is a scam. A lot of my family are telling me this. A lot of my family don't think like it's a career. So just all the misconceptions that is around network marketing. So I was like, okay, Sarah, I know exactly what I'm gonna have you do. I'm gonna get you to study the industry, and I want you to become a master. I want you to become a master in what we do, why we do it, how this industry has changed so many lives. And she did a live the very next day. So Sarah, tell us about that, love.
Okay. Pretty much after our little Zoom meeting Thursday night, it low-key gave me so much fire I couldn't really sleep. And I had all this excitement running through my head. I had all these thoughts because, like, finally I felt like I had a direction instead of just feeling pressure to make extra money for the family and try to make this business work, and all of that. I was like, okay, now this is like legitimately something that could be a career. This is something I've been praying for. It's like I'm not meant to be a food server, for the rest of my life. I'm meant for more, and I know that. So when Mary gave me this direction, it literally put the pressure off of making money because I have a focus now. And then once I was laying there not sleeping, I had all these other thoughts. And so when I woke up, I'm like, if I don't go live before work, it's either going to be like business suicide. I shouldn't say business suicide, but like branding suicide, because I was afraid the fire was going to go out. And sorry if you guys can't hear me. I'm outside and the baby's screaming because he feels the hair and the wind in his hair, right? But like after that happened, after that live, I will say I started getting really bad headaches. So it's like, Mary, when you said that when you decided to really go presidential, really go pro, and you hit your wall of like last week, I was like, oh, that's why I got headaches. That's why I started to feel the way I was feeling. I'm like, okay, I know what it is. I shook it off, and now I feel really, really good. I'm back to my little lit up self. But yeah.
Okay, so now I'm gonna give you guys, I'll bring you back on right now, Sarah. Going back to the books, guys, and then I'll come back to what Sarah just said. I have been trying to go presidential for like 4 years, and it wasn't happening. I finally had to stop and look in the mirror and say, the work ethic is there. Why is it that you're not promoting? Like, I had to get real with myself. And at that point, I was like, me, because I grew up very poor. I come from a Hispanic background. Making $16,000 a month is not the norm. Even when even making 10,000, both my husband and I are both triple diamonds, making that kind of crazy money, I felt like I didn't fit in anymore. You can't hear me? Can you guys hear me or no? Yeah, okay. So I felt like I wouldn't fit in with them anymore because I had a lot of extra money. So I self-sabotaged myself. So somebody posted earlier, go back to self-love. I had to go back and right now work on my mindset and be like, love me enough, love Mary enough to say, Mary, you are worthy of making that kind of income. Some of you guys on here are just like me, that you could make that kind of money, but you self-sabotage because I would hear, I'm not being a good wife, I'm not being this, I'm not being that. And in my business, I felt like a winner. In my life, I feel like a failure. I feel like I'm not doing anything right. So you know what? I'm gonna go to work. I'm just gonna go work. And I just became addicted to working because it's just like, everybody's praising me over here. And at home, I come home and I'm like a nobody that gets everything wrong. So guys, the mindset is a battlefield. So mindset is everything. That's why I learned, number one, I have to learn how to love myself. I am trying to get rid of all these conditioning things that society has imposed upon me. Not that I gave to myself, just my surroundings. And I was like, I need to change that about me. And I finally said, you know what? This is something that I want everybody to understand, especially if you've been at a rank for a very long time. God is going to continue to give you the same test again and again and again until you pass. This past year, these past few months, when I got sick, I got it. Like, it was like the light bulb went off in my head. And I kid you not, I was like, man, I feel like God is right now. It's like, finally, like, you get it. And at that point, it's when all these ideas started coming in. I was like, you know what, Mary, you're going to go pro. That's where this came from. After me taking a cold, hard look at myself, it's why haven't you promoted? It was mindset. It's why haven't you promoted? Because you don't really want to. Why haven't you promoted? Because success, being a dual, triple diamond in a household, took a lot. And I wasn't ready to give that kind of work again. That's the reality. I got very complacent. I got very comfortable. Until now, I was like, you know what? It's not about me. And I had to tell myself, it's not about you, Mary, and your big egotistical self. It's about all the other lives that you need to change. And that's when I finally snapped out of my bubble and everything and got back to that. So that's where all of this came from. And I was like, if what I've been doing is not working, why am I trying to hit the same wall again? Like an insane person. We all know the definition of insanity, yet we continue to do the same things ourselves. So I was like, Mary, wake up from that insanity, stop hitting that same door and figure out if this didn't work out, never change the plan. The end route, it works, is my end game. I just have to figure out what do I need to do to get better. These are the tips. So you have your pen and paper, guys, have your pen and paper ready because these are the tips that I gave to Sarah. Okay, and these are all social media tips. We're all branding ourselves. We're all working our business through social media. So if you're working your business through social media, you cannot just go based on what other people tell you. You have to go and study what you're doing. You're marketing on social media. Study the platform. Study what works, what doesn't work. We all have the ability to do that. We just don't do it. So I had to, again, go back and tell myself, Mary, you're going to go pro. I share this with the 5 a.m. power hours. Number one is how often should you post? Some of us think I was posting 5 to 6 times a day because I was just used to it. Okay, so the truth is when you put up your first post of the day, each consecutive one gets 60 fewer clicks. So whatever your first post is, your second, third, fourth post, it's gonna get less engagement. So you wanna make sure, don't just post to post, make sure that you have quality content. So make sure that's why we have stories. Stories, a lot of people are utilizing stories right now to buy product. Okay, ideally, you should post 1 to 2 times per day. And that second post, make sure it's 6 to 9 hours after the first one. Guys, this is something that I'm not just telling you. That's why I hadn't shared it with everybody. I tried it myself. You could go back to my page and look at how often I was posting before. Once I started reading this, I was like, okay, I'm gonna post twice a day. Because when I was posting so often, my posts were getting like 5 likes. I was like, where are all my friends at? I know I have more than 5 friends. So either my people are not looking at my posts, or they're just being salty, or they just don't like me. So I had to figure out what is going on. I try this, my engagement started going up. So pro tip, use stories. I know what you're thinking. Some of us have a lot to share. So what do we do if you have a lot to share? Save your most premium content for your feed and add everything else to your story. Everything else goes on your story. Premium content goes on your feed. Okay. Also, 62% of Facebook users say they become more interested in a product or business after they've seen it pop up in a story. You are going to get your way to people's hearts through your stories. Again, this is tested, and I've seen that it works wonders. All these tips, I'm gonna type them up, and I'm gonna give them to you guys. I'll post them on the invite so you guys have access to all of this, and try it out. Try it out, and your feed should always be 80% lifestyle, yourself, and 20% business. Do not be a spammer. Spamming people does not work anymore. So tip number 1 is how often should you post? Twice a day, and space them out about six hours. Yes, that is absolutely correct, Anne. It's about the relationship building. Number 2 is don't use links in the description. Whenever you're posting for anything, don't use your website. Don't use anything in your post, in your live videos, in anything. Make sure to put these in the comments. Facebook, the platform, does not want you to leave their platform to go somewhere else. So if you do that, remember, Facebook is like a robot. Algorithm, we hear it all the time. It's like a robot. It's looking at the trends. So if it sees, oh, there's a link on this post, guess what? That post is not going to be shown to a lot more people. So you want to make sure to put this in the comments just to get your post, just to get your engagement and everything, just so it could be boosted up. Tip number 3 is avoid fishing for engagement. So don't post things like drop me a like, do all of these things. Always use emojis. So drop an emoji or drop a GIF below. And when you use that, Facebook bumps up your post. So that's tip number 3. Yeah, that's number 3. Okay, and tip number 4, ask questions. These are the top 4 questions that will kick your engagement to the moon. I'm gonna start doing this left and right. Number 1 is should, would, which, and who. When you ask questions, should I, blah, blah, blah. Would you, blah, blah, blah. Which do you prefer, blah, blah, blah. Who. So should, would, which, and who. Those 4 questions would get your engagement, again, to the moon. Thank you, Yvette. So those are my top tips that I could give you guys. Again, showing your post takes time. Also, keep in mind, just because you posted it right now doesn't mean that everybody saw it at the same time. Some people are going to see it 2 hours later, 3 days later, 4 days later. Make sure that the content is still, I forgot the word that they use. So it's called evergreen content, that it would apply no matter what. So again, your top of the line posts, those go on your feed. Everything else is gonna go through stories. And what you're gonna do, because you don't have to be posting so much, some of us, including myself, have gotten into the habit of posting so much that it's not even quality content anymore. Not even quality content. It's just, you're just posting because you just feel like posting. If you stop all the posting and you actually go back and you start engaging and being a friend to these people and working on those relationships, your business is gonna skyrocket. And that's what I'm doing in my own personal business. Also, whenever you do, pro tip is space out your answers to comments. Let's say you do a post, right? And somebody comments. You immediately want to go ahead and reply to the first person, the first 2 to 3 people that comment, go and reply right away. When you reply, make sure you ask a question. Like, let's say Sarah comments on one of my posts. And I'm going to be like, hey girl, thanks for commenting, or hey girl, thank you. Let's say she's like, oh, your dog is so cute. Oh, thanks girl, oh my God, how's your baby? I'm gonna start a conversation within that same comment section. 2 to 3 questions back and forth, and I'm gonna be like, hey girl, I'm gonna message you. Because it's gonna make everybody else, they're gonna be like, oh wow, look at all these comments. We've all done that. Oh, this one has 10 comments, let me go read them all. So we've all done that. And when they take the conversation elsewhere, you're like, hey, where did you go? So that, and if you message that person, it changes the whole, like, you know, it makes engagement that much better. I made so many more friends. That's why you guys barely, I'm going to start doing more lives, but you'll barely see me on social media now. 2 posts a day is my max, a quote and an actual post. But guys, the conversations that I'm having with people is through the roof. It's crazy. And I don't feel like a spammer. So it's crazy. Again, I'll post all these tips so you guys have them on the page, but they will change your business. So Sarah, I want to bring you back on, and because you tried this, how did it work for you?
Oh my God. You have no idea. So Mary shared the video with us, I think Monday, and it took me a good 24 hours to actually watch it. And one of the takeaways in that video was the lady said, play around with the weird times. And since she said 1 to 2 times a day, I'm like, okay, well, the first thing I do, I always post my quote. You know, and I know my quote is going to help someone during the day. I don't want to take that post away, right? And then I'm like, okay, then I'll save the second one for something really deep, you know, thoughtful, maybe a business opportunity post, something, but that one's going to be like a deeper post. Last night, I was like, okay, all right, I'm going to post my why, but I'm going to wait until that weird time that the lady said. And the time she said, I think it was like 9:30 to about 11, maybe midnight. And so all day long, I knew that was my intention for the end of the night. Sorry. And I kept praying about my words and all of that. And finally, by 9, I'm like, okay, I know how I'm going to take this. I found like a really good picture of my son. And I'm like, okay, he is my why. I'm going to talk about that. I posted it. And I kid you not, everyone, less than 5 minutes. I posted it maybe at like, I was so weird. I made sure it was an odd number. Like I did it at 9:47. Like as soon as the 47 hit, I went post. I'm like, I'm not going to do 45. I'm not going to do an even number, all of that. 5 minutes later, before 10:55, I've had 5 reactions, like likes, loves, and then 2 comments. I've never had a reaction like that, you know? And of course it was all about my son being cute, you know, but still, that's when I knew, okay, the weird time really does work. And like, this is perfect. And then also to go back with the stories, I have noticed, because for me, being a food server, I can't be on my phone all day, and they low-key have kind of taken the phones away from us. But little do they know, I have it in my apron, and I check business on bathroom breaks. But I also decided, you know what, during those times, to keep my algorithm flowing throughout the day, I'm going to post something, you know? And Mary also gave us a bunch, like a script for to boost our engagement of like, hey, would you rather be on state? Would you rather go to the mountains for vacation or the beach? Like something like that, you know? And then I got a loud hair up my butt, went on Pinterest and put in boost interaction, and all of these pictures came up. So I will admit, I post probably 3 times a day. Midday, I'll post that interaction post, and that has been working. That has been getting me more interaction, more people. Like I kind of now know who my quote unquote fans are now. So now I'm going to try to hit them with some product and see who actually jumps and see who's interested in it.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Like I told her last minute, hey girl, I'm gonna bring you on. So thank you so much, Sarah, for being on here. Love all your tips and everything. Guys, because with her, I posted this again. This is in my focus group. And I told her, okay, we're gonna try something different. And she is so coachable that she did everything. And I could see the difference. I could see that sparkle in her eye again. I could see that she's excited about her business. Versus if you do something and you're like, man, nobody's interacting, nobody's this, you're gonna feel defeated. And if your confidence is on the ground, how are you gonna sell anything to anybody? It's energy. So I told her, I need you to stop trying to sell to people. Go back and be you. Go back and have that love and passion for this industry and understand why this industry changes so many lives. And guys, the passion and excitement that she has, I can't give it to her in a script. That is just who she is. So people are naturally going to gravitate to her. And she told me, how do I incorporate the products? The products is I sell the stuff that I take. If I share, I'm making a coffee. I lost 20 pounds with the products on TFX, chocolate greens, probiotics, and TFX chocolate greens on the Skinny Mocha. So I lost 20 pounds on that. And I just have to share with people, this is what I'm doing, not as a salesy person, but this is what I'm doing. And every other time I'm sharing who I am, people are gonna buy into you. In a world full of It Works distributors, what sets you apart is yourself. And you're never gonna be the best version of you trying to be somebody else. You have to be yourself. Find what your passion is, find what your gift is, and stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Don't look left, don't look right. Again, you're not going to be the best version of you trying to be somebody else's copycat. Stay in your lane and be yourself, because the passion that you're going to bring to the table, people buy excitement and people buy passion. They don't buy you selling, hey, buy my product for the 20th time. There's one more person that I want to bring on real quick, and we're going to wrap this up. And that is my cousin Veronica. This girl, guys, she's all like, you catfished me into the business. Because it took her 2 years to join. So it took her 2 years to join the business. But when she finally did, she joined in 2016, which was an okay year, and it works. When I started 2013 to 2015, I was skyrocketing to the top. I don't remember having one bad day. It was that amazing. 2016, it was kind of like, okay, like, you know, it was a little more challenging. That's when she joined. She came in, started kicking butt right away, and then life started happening. You know, we started losing team. Things started happening. I don't want to scare anybody, but that's what happens. You know, when you sign 5 people and you're like, how come nobody wants to work? Doesn't anybody want this? Doesn't anybody have a work ethic anymore? You know, we were going through those motions. And fast forward 2016 to now 2019, she promoted to the rank of diamond and has been pushing for double. And she was like, dude, when is this going to happen? You told me that it was going to happen, blah, blah, blah. And she has her moments, but she is like little Mary. Anything I do, because we're always together, anything I do, she does the exact same thing. And she would complain and complain and complain. And then she would have her little pity party for like 2 seconds. And then she would self-psychologize and be like, fine, just send me an audio or send me a book or tell me what to read or send me something. But in my entire team, guys, next to 2 or 3 other people, she has the strongest mindset. So I know that she's equipped to handle anything because of her mindset. So Vero, knowing, because I asked this question to a lot of the girls on the team, how do you feel about the process, and how do you feel about your growth, and how do you feel about your future?
Oh, I'm already unmuted. My bad. Well, guys, I hopped on here a little late. I was actually launching one of my new distributors, and I just had this exact conversation with her. I actually joined the business back in 2015. It was mega poppin'. I promoted to diamond in a year. And like Mary, she's been pushing for press for 4. I've been pushing for double for 3. And I always tell her she catfished me because she also painted me and she pitched me the dream. And, you know, here I am dreaming like, oh my God, it's happening. Oh my God, this is going to happen. And little did I know that the journey, you guys, trust the process, because who you will become is something that money cannot buy. Like the income, you'll get to your income. But the thing is, with wanting to promote and wanting a different position, it is definitely going to take a different type of you. And I can proudly stand here today that after 3 years of being in the same position, keep pushing for double, there is literally nothing that my team can go through in their business that I have not gone through already. And I feel like because I have all that under my belt, I can take anybody from where they're at and take them to success and where they need to go. I was a diamond. I lost rank. It was horrible. Still my full-time income. I had to do the unthinkable to like scramble and get things going. I reclaimed my diamond. So a lot of people, maybe this happened at Ruby, maybe this happened at executive, and you'll hit a rank and you might lose it. But you guys, it's not about getting it. It's about keeping it. And who you are in the process, like, you're going to be hit hard just because it's going to be shaping you into the leader that you need to become in order to get those promotions and lead the people that are working with you to success. So like Mary said, you know, give yourself your 5 minutes, go cry in the bathroom, do whatever you got to do, and then, you know, get back to it. But mindset is everything. And one of the things that I tell her, out of everything that I've gone through in the business, I know that I'm an It Works lifer, like for sure, because the business has changed my life in so many ways. But there's nothing that can come my way at this point that will knock me off course. Like anything that can possibly have happened has already happened, and I'm still here to tell the story. So it's a beautiful thing when you have the self-assurance and the confidence within yourself to be like, it doesn't matter if it takes me, if it happens next month, if it takes me 6 more months, that it's going to get done, it's going to get done. And I learned throughout the way that you guys need to take yourself out of the equation and stop thinking so much about what you guys need and what you guys want. This is a people business. So the more people in your team that you can help develop, because at the end of the day, we want to build a business, but if we help develop people, the business will build itself.
Oh my God, such a proud moment. So, you know, guys, I'm telling you, she is amazing. And in that process, you know, your dad was diagnosed with cancer. Our grandma got very sick. Guys, since she started, it was like after a year after she started, we're cousins. We're very close cousins. It's like life literally just came and it was like bam, bam, bam. And it's like, my goodness, how do you even like stand? And it's through the growth of the person that you're becoming that it gives you that strength to do that. And I remember so many times I would be like, just continue to be a good steward. It's all gonna pay off. It's all gonna pay off. So for like 2 minutes, Vero, I want you to touch on this. 2018, early 2018. We were sitting at my kitchen table and she was super frustrated because she was like, I'm reading all the books, I'm going to all the events, I'm doing everything in my power that I could possibly do and it's not happening, crying. That's how frustrated she was. And then we drew a plan together and we're like, okay, you know what? You're going to be a good steward for a few more months and then it's going to kind of happen. What has happened in the last 6 months in your life? From you going from that frustrated place. So I want you to talk to somebody right now that could be on the Zoom, but you know how it feels when you're watching everybody else pass you by and you think you're the only one that's just not moving ahead. I want you to talk to that person and talk to them as, where were you at 6-7 months ago at the beginning of 2018 and where are you at today?
I am a big believer of, you do have to trust the process, and not only trust the process, but you yourself need to set yourself up for success. And what that I mean, your mindset. A lot of people, and especially in this business, mindset and personal development is thrown out. And a lot of people think that it sounds nice that they're doing it, but they're not actually pouring into themselves. And you can totally tell somebody that is practicing personal development as opposed to somebody that isn't. And for me, like she said, like, I'm gonna follow people that I've already done where I'm trying to get to. So whatever she tells me to do as far as business goes, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get it done. I was super frustrated. Like I said, I've been rebuilding. I've been building, because people don't like for us to say rebuilding, but I've been building my Double Diamond. This has been with 3 different teams. My business right now is at its best. I'm super confident that it'll happen this month, and I'm super confident it'll happen this month. So it's going to happen regardless. But I was really frustrated. I had lost teams. I had lost rank. My income went down. As far as personal life went, we are cousins. My family, they think we're jokes. Although Mary makes all this money and she's been in the business for 6 years, we still get talked down to that it's not a real job and certain things like that. So we have a lot of negativity from different places. And I'm going to touch on where I was at personally. Like, I was telling her, you know, everybody's paired up. I didn't have a couple. It was like really frustrating. Like, I felt like my life was at a standstill and I was seeing everybody, like she said, pass me by. And we did come up with this plan. And, you know, every time your family is done. Girl, yes, they are. Certain members of them. Super. Super. And you know what's so crazy about family? That my family to this day cannot acknowledge my growth. They saw the Vero from 4 years ago to the Vero from now, and they still swear that I'm the same person, and they try to treat me the same. And it's like, no, honey, let me stand over here and just like kill you with kindness, but you're wrong. So it's crazy. So looking back now, negativity won't pay the bills. No, red. Yeah, no, we're super red. So where I am now, like I said, you know, I had lost my rank. I regained my rank. I regained my diamond. I regained my income. My girls, my team. As a leader, I had to grow so much because before, again, I would think it was all about myself and what I needed. And then I found out, like, you know what? This is not about you. Like, take yourself out of the equation. Focus on your team. And I did. And that's what's been working for me. You guys, I've gotten pregnant and I've got engaged in like the last 6 months. It was just like I met a guy, we fell in love, we got engaged, we got pregnant right after. And everybody on my timeline, I've gone live about it, they're like your life looks so beautiful. It's like, no, honey, my life was like crap for like 4 or 5 years where I was so confused and lost and didn't understand why it wasn't happening for me. And I was a patient steward and I was working on myself and staying in my lane, not looking at anybody else. What can make me better physically, mentally, you know, in business. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. But it was all trusting the process, like with blind faith.
Thank you so much for sharing that. I love that. And I am so proud of your growth. And guys, growth, you cannot cheat the process. You cannot fake growth. You hear her, I hear her, and I'm like, wow. And again, if you are sitting right now at a stage in your life where you're so frustrated, because that's where she was at, and we came up with this plan and you say you're gonna just be that good steward, and she doesn't even like that word anymore because it was so frustrating to hear when you're doing everything right and the outside is not really matching what's going on in your head. But God's always gonna deliver, always. And if you just saw, like you've probably read on those memes, if you saw the magnitude of the blessing that is coming your way, you would understand why you have to go through such a hard process. So just trust. And I will tell you this, anybody in your team that you feel right now is not working, I want to challenge you guys to do this. Just send them a kind message today. Send them a kind message. We did this yesterday as a team. Just tell them that you're thinking about them, because perspective drives performance. If somebody is in a bad perspective and they just cannot get their mindset right, they're not going to perform. And that's why a lot of people quit. I heard this quote today. I heard this in a video by Inky Johnson, and it says, people don't burn out because of what they do. People burn out because life makes them forget why they do it. If you're feeling burnt out, it's not what you're doing. It's not it works. It's that you forgot. Life has gotten so hard that you forgot why you were doing this. I saw a quote, I saw a question earlier, and somebody asked, how do you manage business and family and everything? I went through a period of my time, guys, and I am not going to sit here and lie to you guys. When I was on a 90-day run, I had zero balance. I had my blinders on, and I told my husband and I told my kids, and my mom was here at my house helping me with my kids. And I said, I have one goal right now, and it's get to this rank because it's going to change our family. So guys, for that period of time, which was 3 months, I was a bad wife. I was a bad mom. I was a bad everything. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys it's going to be rainbows and unicorns, because it's not. But I knew what I wanted. And it was that 3-month sacrifice, 2 of them, that brought my husband home, that has now allowed us both to pay down over $50,000 worth of debt, to live this life that we could have only dreamt of before, and to be full-time parents to our 2 girls today. So is the sacrifice worth it? Yes. Did everybody, like Beto was saying about our family, all this got to my head and it messed with my belief system. And that's why I stopped, because I thought I was doing the wrong thing. And I wasn't. So a lot of you guys don't buy into other people's opinions. That's why you have to read and build your mindset to the point where it's bulletproof. So how do I juggle everything right now? I work from home. There is no reason for me to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning to hop on a 5:30 Zoom. But you know why I do it? Because I would rather sacrifice my sleep, wake up at 5, 5 to 5:30, I'm doing my meditation. I'm doing the Denise Walsh journal. I'm getting in my day situated. 5:30, I hop on a power hour. I'm doing that power hour. 5:30 to 6:30 a.m. my time, I do a power hour. 6:30 to 7:30, I do another power hour. 8 a.m., I'm available to my team and whatever they need. 9 a.m., which is roughly around the time that my kids start waking up, I've already worked my business for almost 3 hours. By 9 o'clock in the morning, my kids are in sports and everything. I could go out and do whatever I need, but you know what? I've already put in my time. So it's going to take a sacrifice, guys. You're not going to get everything that you want. You're not going to get everything that you want without it requiring some kind of sacrifice on your part. Guys, favorite books that you've been reading? For me, I went back to the GoPro and the High Performance Habits. I'm literally on the treadmill listening to the audio, reading the book. And whenever I read the book, you better believe my performance is through the roof. Because it's crazy. It's our habits. And just for last thing, I'm going to do this in 2 minutes. I'm not going to give you guys a game plan, but this is what I want you guys to understand. If you're going to be here in 2020, decide right now after we jump off this Zoom that you're going pro. Decide, I'm going to go pro. If you're still planning on being here over the next 3 to 5 years, think of something that you could master and decide to just act on that. Number 2 is the power hours. Power hours are very repetitive, very repetitive. We add friends, we build a network. We do the same things again and again, but it's the consistency. It's like a muscle. You do the same reps, more weight, more weight, more weight, and that's how you develop those muscles. It's the same thing that we're doing with the power hours. Work on yourself, guys. The number one thing I could give to you guys, Chad is such an incredible leader. Why? Because he's like a little Jim Rohn. Like, it's like, he is everything, and you could tell good leadership. And that's why anything he says, I'll be like, okay, he says jump, I'll say how high, because I respect that. Because I know that he's been through his own process. Stretch yourself. And yes, 2 posts a day is going to boost your engagement. Again, I'm going to give you guys all these tips. Everything that I shared on with you guys today, the post, everything, I will post them on the invitation that Chad did. And I'll give everything to you guys there. But please, guys, number 1, decide to go pro. Decide to go pro. Go back and remember why you're doing this business. Last minute, fast forward your life to 5 years from today. It's 2024. It's June 20, 2024. What does your life look like? Where do you live? What are you driving? How many lives have you changed? What stage are you speaking on? What new skills have you acquired? How old are your kids? And whatever that end game is for you, I want you to picture you crossing the stage of Amalie Arena. We'll probably be at a different arena. Amalie Arena. You crossing the stage, holding the mic as an ambassador diamond. How would that feel? Think of your kids in the front row waving at you. Your husband looking at you with that look on his face that they're so proud of you, or your parents, or your sister, or anybody that's your support system. And can it happen? Absolutely. Will it happen? Absolutely, without a doubt, as long as you don't quit. You matter. You are good enough. Guys, I will see all of you guys at the finish line. I'm telling you guys on the Zoom, I decided I'm going to go pro. I'm going to get my act together. Well, I already did. I'm getting my act together because I've already decided 2019, I'm bringing it all home. Bringing it all home because I made that conscious decision in 2019. And all of you guys are my witnesses. It's okay to fall off the train, but get back on, because the train will leave with or without you. And we want you guys to be, all of you guys, to be a part of this journey. So love you guys. Thank you for joining us on this awesome Thursday. You got 10 days to make magic happen. 10 days to show yourself what you're really made of. If you make that decision today, whether you're promoting or not, you just decide, I'm going to give it everything I have. You will literally blow your own mind, and you will start July like you have no idea. So bye guys. Love y'all. Yes, let's go pro.